We just had Karate Kid Legends roar into theaters, as you guys know. Look at that. My first my first search result was Sydney Sweet. Oh, it doesn't show you my first search result. Good. It's Sydney Sweeney Bathwater right there. Karate Kid Legends just popped into theaters. Like I said, it's not a bad movie. It was very safe and innocent. I think if like this is your first ever Karate Kid movie you saw, you'll probably really like it. And then I'd recommend to you to go watch the other Karate Kid movies because they're much better. But hey, it happened. It's out there. And with that, Jackie Chan's been doing a lot of interviews, talking to a lot of people. And well, let me pull up what he had to say when he was asked about, yo, where the heck is Karate Kid? I mean, not Karate Kid, is Rush Hour 4? Man, I've been dying for some Rush Hour in our life. So let me get the audio version so you guys could hear. And we'll get that playing right now. Here we go. Jackie Chan on where Rush Hour 4 is.
No, when are we getting a Rush Hour 4?
Ask the studio, ask the director, ask the writer. I've been waiting. Otherwise, Chris and me, 100 years old.
Oh my God. We are going to wait for that.
And dude, what is happening with that movie? There's a couple of things, unfortunately, that I think are holding it back. And again, this is me speculating. I don't know exactly. One of the things, and he said it right there, ask the director. I'm thinking Brett Ratner is kind of the main thing holding this movie back from actually existing. He is the director of the past 3 Rush Hour movies, but also around the Me Too era, he got exposed and he's considered kind of a bad guy. And I think he has like the exclusive rights to be making the movie. So if you want to make Rush Hour 4, you have to do it through this guy. And in the world we live in, they just, anytime you have negative press on your movie, studios want to avoid it. I'm thinking he might be the main reason Rush Hour 4 is just like stalled, unless he's just fine with like, fine, someone else direct it and I'll just collect a paycheck or something, and producer wise, right? So the whatchamacallit. With that said, though, I still want it though. I love the Rush Hour movies. In fact, they're the movies that end up being played the most like on TV. I feel like anytime I'm looking just for some random TV buzz, it's there. Rush Hour movie. In fact, I think I saw it just the other day. And so it's got me thinking, what would we want to see in a new Rush Hour film? Because let's talk about it. We've had a lot of these legacy movies come in, or movies where it's like decades later since the last movie. And sometimes they're really sad. Oh my goodness, look at this horrible AI image. What is this? How? Why would Chris Tucker dye his hair white? Or is that just because he's old? Jackie Chan can't look straight anymore. Who falls for this? I hate it. I hate it. Jeez, man. Anyways, there's a part of me that's like, I think of like what happened in the latest Indiana Jones movie. Indiana Jones is one of those badass characters, right? Is one of those guys that had a lot of cool movies. We saw them at this hero, and then it got to a point later in the films where he's just old. You know, it's just kind of sad seeing him a little bit. We still root for him because it's Harrison Ford and because love Indiana Jones, but it's a little sad sometimes to see some of your favorite characters. Could it be different with Rush Hour? Because it's more of a comedy. It's like a lot of those movies have underrated martial arts use thanks to Jackie Chan. You watch those Rush Hour movies 1 and 2 and probably parts of 3, you go, dude, they don't make them like this no more. Nobody puts in this amount of effort into an action scene for a comedy. Nobody. But Jackie Chan was doing that for us. And he's even said in interviews, he's like, yeah, I don't do as many crazy stunts as I used to because of my age, but I still try to do a stunt here and there. And so there'd be that aspect of it, right? We wouldn't get as much of the crazy martial arts that we would like. But I think Chris Tucker's still just as funny. I mean, seeing him in that last Nike movie that was the Air, it was a great treat. I feel he could be really funny. The one thing I would hate is that they, is that they always tend to do this with movies. And they even did it with Rush Hour 3, where they like put the heroes in a bad spot, where like the first 2 movies were really about Chris Tucker wanting to be this detective, even maybe going to the FBI, but then he decides, no, you know what? My daddy was a detective. I'm going to stay there. And then start of Rush Hour 3, he's a traffic cop. And then what did they do to the love interest in for Jackie Chan? She works at El Pollo Loco. I'll never forget that joke. She got shot and works at El Pollo Loco. I was like, what? This is so random. So in my mind, if Rush Hour 4 is happening, all right, let's have, I think Chris Tucker is now the head of the police department. He's the chief now. Jackie Chan, because he's mainly a cop in China. He's just be visiting Chris Tucker every now and then. He doesn't stay in the States. I'm thinking there's got to be some mission, and we have some new young up and coming cops. I can't think of who would be the funny guys to be the up and coming cops to whatchamacallit, to take over. You would want them to be funny, but you don't want them to like overshadow some of the whatchamacallit, the comedy that happens in here with these guys, because sometimes they bring in the young blood and you're just like, I don't want to watch you. I want to watch Jackie and Chris do their thing. Who are you? But some people said Seth Rogen is not young blood. Whoever said Seth Rogen is not young blood. Andy Samberg, I'm thinking younger, man. I'm thinking younger. I do like Andy Samberg. He should definitely be like one of the chiefs or like other Simu. Not bad. I'm trying to think of something even funnier. Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell would be cool. Yeah, I'd like to see Glenn Powell as like the villain of the movie, but that's also the thing is like, who do they fight? Would it be like Mexican cartel. They usually like to travel. In the third movie, they went to Paris. Second movie, they went to, was it Beijing or Shanghai, China? Hey man, you gonna have to tell me. The first movie was set in LA. So I don't know. I'm down for it. I want to see it. And even as a little side thing, we did have Jackie Chan update us on another franchise of his. I don't know how many of you guys are fans of this movie, but I do recommend it. It's probably not as good as whatchamacallit, as Rush Hour, but I remember having a lot of fun with this movie when I was younger. Shanghai Noon. It's basically Rush Hour, but in Western times with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson. They were a funny pairing. They also had great comedic chops, and they did 2 movies, Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. And Jackie Chan, again, in these same interviews, because I have it here. This is an interview recently from the Karate Kid press tour, where he again says he wants to do the movie before he's 100 years old. And then he says, yes, and I want to do another Shanghai Nights, Shanghai Dawn. So that's what the movie would be called, Shanghai Dawn. The script is still going on. I want to do a Rush Hour 4. Hey, bring them, man. I like both those movies. If anything, this is the kind of sequel that I feel would be dumped on streaming, but I wouldn't be mad about it. I wouldn't be mad about this one just going straight to streaming, because I get it. It's this one I don't think has like the long-awaited love that Rush Hour does. If you put Rush Hour in theaters, guarantee you're making money. You put this one in, I don't know if it's making that money. So it's like, all right, that's where streaming comes in. Put it on Amazon Prime, put it on Netflix. I will happily still check it out. I mean, that's what they did with Beverly Hills Cop, right? They brought back Axel Foley, Eddie Murphy's character. They're like, hey, we just don't know if this will be a box office success. And it was enjoyable, and it was there on Netflix for those who wanted it. So yeah. Am I seeing Kai Cenat for the movie? Oh boy. They're gonna take the boys to Streamer University. So anyways, that's what's going on with Rush Hour 4. It's a matter of waiting for the studio, the director, the writer. I think with it having attachment to Brett Ratner, I think is what's holding back the studio from making it happen. But hey, I hope Shanghai Noon at least happens. I just want to see Jackie Chan and more stuff, man. I just want to see Jackie Chan and more stuff.